Oh, gentlemen, Char, Riff Rage. Who else we got? X Mask. A little bit of rat for the morning. Um, Tonight I'm going to a concert. My buddy had an extra ticket. Ziggy Marley, Bob Marley's son. I'll be seeing Ziggy Marley. I haven't listened to Ziggy Marley since high school. Okay. Let us chat today. It's been a while since I've done any live streams. I've been busy. I've been traveling for work and so forth. Red Brick, good to see you. Morning to you all. Those men that have returned to the plantation, this is not to say, this is not bashing on them. I want those to understand that. We're not bashing on them, trying to understand why they would do that. Hunter, good to see you. I think you emailed me the other day, but I never heard back. So why would a man who went through the ringer return back to the plantation after years of living maybe monk, maybe understanding some of this red pill information, maybe why would they go back? What would be the reasoning? And I can only think of one reasoning is they never truly believed that living with a woman, cohabitating with a woman, or having children with a woman, they never believed that that could potentially be a problem in the future if they did it again. And their emotional intelligence wanted them to be, they couldn't live alone without a woman giving them validation. There's no other reason they would go back. Bookshelf, good to see you. Stay vigilant. I wish them the best as well. We have men in here that are married, men that are engaged, men that have girlfriends. I'm not hating on anyone. I'm saying you've got to be understanding what is at stake. Your health is at stake. Your mental health, your physical health, your financial health, your emotional health is all at stake. When you've gone through the ringer, you've come out, you've realized, you know what? A lot of these women, 98% are not recommended. We don't, it's very, very sketchy to get back in a relationship in 2025 or 2026 or what have you. Who, good to see you, brother. So we know a bunch of creators that have gone back to the fold, the plantation, creators. And one of significance was the Greg Red Pill guru who married a Catholic woman. I think that the reason he went back, I think he was struggling with his religious upbringing. He's a Catholic. And I believe that in Catholicism, obviously families are important, right? A lot of Catholics have lots of kids, and he wanted to not live in sin or build something with a woman. And he married a single mother with one kid. I believe he has 4 kids, and they own a tea shop somewhere in Texas, and they built a business. He's completely removed himself from all of his, and he was big. He was counseling men. He was had 30,000 plus subscribers. 4 or 5 years ago, he was all over the map doing live streams with Greg Adams and you name it. But apparently, he found a 1 to 2%er, and he's back on the plantation. If you think that is a 1 to 2%er, but regardless, I wish the guy well. I hope that his knowledge is. I have no ill will for people like this. For me, I question why in the heck would you want to rush back into that? The guy was married one time, had 3 kids, then he was engaged to a second, had a 4th kid, and now he's doing it again. So he's got basically 2 baby mamas and a stepmama. Not making a lot of money. Dan Patrick, good to see you. Hope you are well. So that is the reason. Another reason is men have not relieved themselves of the validation from women. They have not gotten to the point where they can validate themselves. That is probably the number one reason why men, they'll lurk around these channels. They'll contribute. They'll talk. I've been doing this since 2019, and I've seen guys come and go. We've had great content commenters that have spent 2-3 years, and all of a sudden they're gone. And you find out later that most likely they either graduated from MGTOW and they're on their next journey, and they've gotten what they needed, which is a lot of people, or they're back on the plantation, or they're taking a social media break. Simple as that. Good for you, brother. This week was good. Did a nice hike yesterday. In fact, I was on a hike. Had a lot of rain yesterday in the afternoon, but I did a hike in the morning, and I saw this guy. He looked like a real normal dude, maybe 45, 50, and he was with this woman. She was heavier. I would say 200 pounds, maybe 210, 5'5", had tattoos all over her body. She had a really raspy voice. It seemed like they were on some sort of date or something. And I'm just thinking to myself, this is where men are falling. They can't get traditional women. So they're falling for these women that are just, bottom of the barrel. Now, I could be wrong. Timothy Soko, good to see you from San Pedro. Managed Roy from Mumbai. My cousin's brother's wife is pulling tornado in his life. Her mother is asking and writing that after sending her daughter in a marital home, nothing will happen to her. Man, I don't know what's going on in India, but it sounds like there's a lot of simps out there and a lot of weirdness with the courts. Stay safe, man, Adroit. Build your business. Rollo can write red pill books all day, but if he isn't back on the plantation by 6 o'clock, his wife is gone. But there you go. I mean, that's another guy that, look, he wrote the book, The Rational Male. I read parts of it. I think there's value in that. I think there's value in some of Richard Cooper's stuff. I know a lot of guys don't like Cooper, but I think a lot of these creators are gateways. Now, regardless if they follow and really hook themselves into the message, that's a different story. But there are people that come through. There are people that come through to our channels from Corey Wayne's channel, right? Revinator, good to see our Rev. I did the hike yesterday. Saw a couple gorditas for you that you and I did. I'm telling you that it's like lined with gorditas for Rev. They paint their eyebrows on, the big hoops, their little refrigerators. That's Rev loves those gals. We got a lot of them for Rev. Good to see our brother Rev out there. Dan says many men are afraid of being alone. That's probably the number one reason right there. They haven't learned who they truly are. They are letting society dictate to them as they let society dictate in the beginning that they must sacrifice and serve her. But I'm not going to hate on anybody that wants to find solace in the opposite sex. I mean, it is what it is. My brother's on his third wife. He has 2 baby mamas, 4 kids, and he just married his third wife after knowing her for 2 weeks. And she's a massage therapist and never been married or never had kids. It doesn't get any whack than that, guys. Even in my own family. There's Rev's channel. Good to see that. Thank you, Shar. Delart McGregor, good to see you back in the chat. Timothy says there's been a resurgence of thirsty men chasing the nasty gorditas. I'm telling you, it's Gordita's time to shine, isn't it? Ask Rev. Prime Gordita weather. Every time I see a Gordita, I laugh just because I always think about Rev. But Rev's got good style. We just give him some. We just play with Rev. Manage Roy, how to get a divorce without giving any penny to her. You must not have any money to begin with. That is the only way. David Castro, good to see you again, brother. I returned to the plantation of working 2 jobs, no time to myself. It's like I'm married to both of my jobs. Stat cash, man. Stat cash. I mean, if that's what keeps you busy, great. A lot of guys will just play video games all day and get depressed, and they'll start missing women, and they'll get back on the plantation. Riff Rage. I'm fine with being alone. I have peace. Attaboy. Baby mama drama? Hell no. I had this argument just last night on an Outlaw stream. What was the argument? How dare you talk about my child's mother, the tattooed she-beast. She's the mother of 6 baby. Talk about bottom barrel women. It's really interesting to see the state of society today. Women just go to the store in their pajamas and they look thrash. They get masculine sounding voices. But there's wimpy men too. The men going back will learn the hard way. So it says, yeah, a lot of them have come back here. I've seen a few come back on the channels. Bookshelf, I like to know and tell the truth too much. Women need soothsayers and comforters. I just can't see them the same anymore. That's probably, a lot of us have seen the reality of living with a woman or cohabitating or having children, and we're like, no way. Timmy Kramer, back from San Diego. Best decision of my life, avoiding marriage. Attaboy. Well, there's a reason that women love to marry rich men, managed Roy. Ed, good to see you. For those men who went back, I can only say, God be with them. Absolutely. I hope it works out. I truly do. The men going back to the plantation is just setting up the prophecy for 2030, which is 45% or 60% of women will be childless and single between the ages of 25 and 45 or something like that. Yeah. Timothy, I've kept the monk discipline and savor my peace and quiet. Well, you can take your own self out to steak. You can watch your games. You can ride your motorcycle. Lots of things. I got some stability and no drama. I was hooked into cohabitating for women in general. So that's it. All right. At least you got peace, brother. I remember when you said that it's not about a safe bet to have children nowadays because of the society we live in. You are correct with that statement. It's just not recommended. If you want to be a father and teach your kids, what typically happens, and good to see John. John can vouch to this and many others. You are not the father. The state becomes the father. Actually, the authorities, the 3-digit number on their phone becomes the father. That's what happened. That's the difference. When I grew up, it was much different. You know, if the popo showed up, they always sided with the dad. Kid must be misbehaving. But those days are way gone. So you're truly not the father, even if you're biological, because all she has to do is say they're scared of you and call a 3-digit number. Hiking by the water is always a good thing to do. I love it, man. Right along the river, going up to the waterfall. Just, to me, that's heaven. I get it. I figured something was going on. But that's the reality. I mean, the reality is, it is what it is. You're not the father. Maury Povich for 300, Trebek. But yeah, a lot of guys, they want that dream too. They want to be fathers. There's nothing wrong with wanting to be a father. I'm not saying don't be a father. I'm saying it's not recommended in the legal system today, the court system. You are the underdog in the court system. And if you want to be a father, that's a part-time father, then maybe that is a chance you can take. But it ain't easy. After my divorce, I got that peace and, most important, stability. I wasn't going to bring someone in to destroy that. Well, you begin to see what the state of relationships become and have are. You see your friends getting divorced. You see the insufferability of a lot of these women. There's John's channel. Appreciate you putting that up. Gerard Markel, these weak betas who sniff the cooches, this is how they survive, by hoodwinking men back in the plantation of relationships, and the 304 controls them. Betas are very evil. They sure are. They want others to be part of that group. Two goals this week. Golf Prescott, hike Sedona. Ooh, attaboy, Timmy. Timothy Sokol is still... It still baffles me that men want to still chase a bill and then she'll monkey branch away. They think that they can hold frame, bro. FJT back in the chat. Best of luck to the plantation guys, but I'm never getting married. That doesn't mean I'll stay a monk for the rest of my life. I'm alone, but I'm not lonely. The only thing that makes sense is the Jonathan Noble way. You bring nothing to the table except you. She pays for her own stuff, has her own house. You have your own house. You have your own life. You get together. You watch a show. You smash. You go home. But those are very rare to find. Mouth of Gabe, good to see you, brother. Riding his motorcycle. Happy birthday to Mouth. Didn't Mouth just turn 50? No. I think it was just your birthday. I think you're my age. Nobody likes a simp. Well, simps are just male feminists if you think about that. They believe that you got to sacrifice and serve and then she'll love you. I got multiple friends that are simps. They're still not getting in the bedroom, unfortunately. There's FJT's channel. Guys, go listen to that his stuff. He's got some great videos videos and voicemails from crazy ladies across the globe. FJT, you've got to get a couple that are here in the States so you can like compare and contrast. But there won't be a contrast. They're all the same. Gone with John and the right idea. Get your own business and thing going. Yes. That pressure washer, man, I mean, it's pretty easy to get into. You can make some good money. Good money. Simps will shame and insult the smart guy who doesn't want relationships and who'd rather invest in himself. All right, Mouth, it wasn't your birthday. For some reason, I was thinking somebody who put up somebody's birthday the other day. Maybe it was Metal Gear. But anyhow, yeah, we're in the 50s club now. Women are fickle creatures, even with her own husband. Yes, they are. A lot of women tell pretty white lies to their husband. Good to see Wolf back in the chat, brother. How are you? Anybody remember the beginning of Me, Myself, and Irene? Yes. Great movie if you want to see a shit show. Jim Carrey. Today we salute the Gorditas of Nebraska. That boy. Hang the Christmas lights. My buddy does it and makes $50K. One year we did Christmas lights. We made some good money. This is 25 years ago before I got married. Me and my buddy, we probably made like $3,000 a piece that year. We only did like 6 or 7 houses. Good money. But in Oregon, it's always fucking cold. No, it's not Mal's birthday, so we're off a little. Somebody else's. My father-in-law is on his way to hospice. I'm sorry to hear that. His wife is cleaning out his room, buying new furniture, and going to parties with her friends. When we put my ex-father-in-law, well, he was my father-in-law at the time. Yeah, it's hospice sucked, but she was out. Yeah, his wife of 50 years was doing the same thing, making plans. Remember, he who walks alone will always have lots of money at home. She saves money being in lots of relationships with lots of guys. Yeah. Oregon just gets wet with the rain, the constant barrage of rain, but it is what it is. So anyhow, men have returned to the plantation. Wish them well. Men believe deep down that a woman can help them. Okay. I would say that 1% to 2% are decent women, but do you want to bring on that sort of energy challenge in your life? That would be the challenge. Do you want to live with someone again and try to make it work, knowing what you work? Okay, maybe you have the idea that your first marriage sucked because maybe you had some issues that you didn't address on your side. Okay, and you're saying, you know what? I've healed myself. I can give to a woman now. I would have to disagree with that because just on the basis that our operating systems are too different, right? They're just too different. There's an emotional side to women. There's a logical side to men. It's going to be still difficult. No matter how much you've healed yourself, how much you think you can be a better person, a better man in a relationship. Plantation men seems like they're everywhere. A lot of them are. Those men who walked away back to the plantation, they get exactly what they get. They're gluttons for punishment. We know a few of them that have gone back. Several creators. In fact, recently, even men that are in the chats that, you hear from them and then you don't. Most importantly, Red Pill Guru Gregory, he married a single mother, a Catholic single mother. I think he did it because of his religious belief system. She saves money by being in a relationship. He saves by being single. X-mask. Men only need female for procreation, and that is nothing else. Well, that's the reason that men and women in the beginning got together to extend humanity. You are not wrong. I've been self-employed 6 years now. Only problem is there's no jobs in California except crack and meth. A lot of people moving out of that state. Vet women, but women clean and manage the house and the marriage. Well, they used to. We'll take mouth to Taco Bell. First marriage sucked. Second marriage sucked. I was meant to live by myself. Yeah, mouth knows, man. He tried it 2 times. FJT, sure rad. I got some voice messages from USA ladies that I haven't uploaded yet. I've got many voicemails. In fact, I got a few that are 20 minutes long. Oh, keep posting them. That is true female nature exposed, guys. Go listen to FJT's voicemail podcast. Is that area? I mean, when I was all stuck in trauma, I was messed up with by hoes who were manipulating me. No more, never again. And a lot of manipulation, especially if it's transactional. You know, a lot of women will put out for the transaction of resources. Rev says religion isn't a reason to get married. I definitely agree with that. I don't think religion is a good reason to get marriage. I think it keeps you locked in simpery. Obviously, religion also says that we need to take, women are virtuous. Mine religion says women are virtuous. Some of the Mormon women that I made out with in high school were the most promiscuous women. Right? Taco Bell, every now and again, it sounds good. Women need men for everything, yet they hate men. I don't know what it is. I always ask my attorney why women go crazy during divorce. And he said, along those lines, Jerron Markel, they don't like men because they want the penis. That's what my attorney said. The most prominent, successful attorney in Utah. They want the penis. Right? I think they still do somewhere. Who? Religion is a scam. The church is a scam. Pulpit Simpson trusting 304s. A lot of pastors are getting involved with some of their parishioners and their women in the congregation. Wolf and Nacho Bel Grande for 300 Trebek. There's a big difference between religion and spirituality. Well said. I am very spiritual. I like being out in the nature where I believe there's an infinite intelligence, a divine presence. Does that fit within 4 walls and a roof? For me, it doesn't. But yeah, 100% agree with that statement, brother Timothy. Women hate men. They know they can't survive without us. Sure. Well, there's that saying, that if you remove men from the earth for 30 days, the earth will be destroyed in 2 hours. If you remove men from the earth for 30 days, man will have invented time travel. Even my brother got freaky with the pastor's daughter at church. Just get a church girl, they say. Absolutely, man. Those Christian religious women are the wettest ones out there. They are the most daring. It's got to be because it's so forbidden. I mean, people like nature. Men and women like naughtiness. Let's be real. Every one of us has had a thought or acted on a naughty thought. Every one of us. And I know religious women that were watching porn like nobody's business, with multiple apparatuses in their drawer on their bedstand next to them. So yeah. And going to TV or going to movies like 50 Shades of Grey and Indecent Proposal. And what's the other one that Michael Keaton did? Fatal Attraction. Let's see. Men err by marrying the image of family. Well said, Red Brick. Well said. I really like the Mexarab. Pico de Gallo. Rad, do you have luck talking to women in person? Every now and again if I have the desire, but it is what it is. The church is the last-ditch effort to control as many guys to get them married to the ran-through hoe society. Stay out of the church, guys. Well said. Yeah, I agree. They think that if you go to church, there's some sort of virtue there. The pastor's daughter is a classic red flag. I met a couple of them. Did you go to one of those Pentecostal evangelical iglesias and saw a bunch of gorditas? Realist vision, the whole mentality is wrong. Does he have a good job, a house, saving, and a nice car? Marry him and do not get a prenup. He doesn't deserve the thing. Anyway, so take them for it yourself. Good to see you, brother. You're not wrong. Timmy Kramer, the forever bachelor. Facts. Women are not being brought up to be wife material. They are only being taught to be unhappy consumer. Ain't that the truth? Yeah, ain't that the truth? FJT getting freaky with the pastor's daughter. Michael Douglas did Fatal Attraction. Oh, that's right. Diane Keaton died yesterday. I always thought she was attractive. I saw that Annie Hall movie with Woody Allen. She did pretty good in it. He kept saying, "You're on your period." Even Woody Allen's a freak, but she was all upset with him, and he'd be like, "You're on your period, aren't you?" This is some red pill stuff in there. Taco Bell flour tortillas can stay good for 9 months. Lots of preservatives. Now I'm dating a MGTOW who's Catholic. Some 304s in church for sure, as they dress sleazy and flirty. They sure do. Manage Roy, religious women are most cunning women in the world. They do it for the image of being a good woman. Facts. I dated a pastor's daughter twice. I learned my lesson after that. Our pastor is called a bishop. I dated a bishop's daughter, a couple of them, and they were freaky. I won't be ignored. Was she just wacko or what? Singletown Bachelor, good to see you, brother. Just listened to your live the other day. All the way up in the Nordic land. Good to see you in our chat. Subscribe to STB's channel, guys. He does some good stuff. When I was in high school, I dated a virtuous church girl, one of my worst relationships ever. A lot of them lie. My sister is a daughter of a bishop. My dad was a bishop, and she was a 304. Rusty Rivers, good to see the captain. Rusty putting out some funny content. I went back on carnivore yesterday, just fried 4 pork chops and butter and 5 eggs. That'll keep you full. I'm finishing up an 18, 19 hour. Did 3 24s this week. And I'm going to eat an omelet here when I'm done and then chill out later. Good for you for doing carnivore. Nothing wrong with that. Most of these religious females hide behind the Bible. Oh, ain't that the truth? Singletown going live later, guys. Check him out. There's Rusty's channel. He's growing. My channel quit growing. I think I've had a new subscriber in like 3 months. I don't care. The church men's breakfast is just a high five for the plantation. Hey, pancake breakfast and sausages, bro. Go to the singles get together. The church singles social. FJT baptizing by the waters. The living waters with FJT. Attaboy. Dak in the chat. Good to see you, brother. Dak was sending me some videos of the old BMX bikes back in the day. But BMX was huge. BMX and skateboarding back in the day. My buddy had a PK Ripper. Then he got a Rhino. My other friend had a Redline. Couldn't afford a Redline. I think I had a Cycle Pro. But some good old nostalgia. There are some red-pilled priests out there. One is writing a book on Eve's curse now. He agrees women are tainted. It's unfortunate, the modern-day hive mind. Both of them were on their knees praying to FJT. That church is a 501c plantation business organization, and the pastor is the overseer. The pastor's, he's helping those women out in more ways than one. John had a Huffy. Yeah, some old bikes back in the day. Rev says Woody Allen is a freak. Let his wife for his... Oh, yes, that dude is whacked. He married his adopted daughter, right? No. He's probably part of the deep state. Watching a new Commodore 64. Oh, I heard that they're rebuilding those. My brother had one growing up. Glad is improving. Watch out for weed eating. Oh, gotcha. Talking about Rusty's foot. Okay, I had a Diamondback Super Streak. Attaboy. No, I had a Diamondback. That's what I had. Diamondback. Remember, Mongoose was big in the day too. Why'd they name those bikes Diamondback and Mongoose? Hutch, PK Ripper, Redline, Rhino 3, Two Hip, Wilkerson Airlines, Hoffman bikes, Matt Hoffman. Those are a little bit later. There you go. Subscribe to Singletown. Tithes and offerings equal pastor needs a new pair of alligator shoes. Why is it all there's movies made about, who's the guy in Jim and Tammy Baker? He cheated. Jimmy Swaggart cheated. They all cheat. It's like crazy. I'm waiting for the scandal for Joel Osteen, if that'll ever happen. He doesn't seem like he would cheat on his lady because he seems, but you never know. Just keep it in the family. It's so sick, though. I went to some Mormon dances in high school, dancing in their church wearing socks. Attaboy. Mormon dances were great growing up. One mighty and strong, Rad, my brother, moving back to New York City tonight. Be safe, brother. Hope you are well. Hook up with John Markel. He's out there. I wanted a Skyline or a Kuyahara. Oh, what were the Skyline bikes? I think I remember that bike. I was the kid on the Stingray jumping the milk crate for the girls. Schwinn Stingray for 300 Trebek. See, we get to talk about all this nostalgia, old bikes, old fun stuff. The movie Rad was one of my favorite movies. That Trey, what was it? Trey somebody, and it had Lori Loughlin in it, and it was that BMX with the hell track. Oh, that was a great movie. You might not be wrong, who? He's making a lot of money, that's for sure, Jerron Markel. Skyway, that's what I meant, Skyway. Okay. Take a shot for every man that says, my girl ain't like that. She would never. A lot of them say that. She's different than my ex-wife. My brother said that on his third wife. I've already predicted that third marriage. Haro, there you go. The Haro. Schwinn for the win. The Wrath. Is that a movie, Singletown? Riding the big wheel. Remember the big wheels back in the day? You break on them one time and they get a hole. Like the thing was made out of cardboard and like 1% plastic and 99% cardboard. '80s disco. John Travolta, Urban Cowboy. Nobody ever says Huffy was my best bike. It was a heavy bike and it broke a lot. But you know what? It had the mags. My bike had yellow mag wheels and the pads on the front bar and the pads on the crotch bar and the pad over the the handlebar that holds to the frame. That little square pad. 4 inches by 4 inches, and you thought you were cool. Then you had the number plate on the front of your bike, like you were in some race. Your board had metal wheels. Ooh, back in the day. And then they went to clay wheels, and then urethane. Urethane was the big game changer of all. I've not seen the Wrath. I've not seen that. Is it the Wraith or the Wrath? I just saw a good movie last night. I liked it. The Woman in Cabin 10. It's got Keira Knightley in it and Guy Pearce. I like Guy Pearce from Australia. She's different, is a male projection. We want her to be different, but she's not. Ooh, that's pure gold right there, One Mighty and Strong. That is male projecting onto her, but she's not any much different from the last one. Why? Her brain and her nature is female. Never got mag wheels. Sorry to hear that. We got our kid a green machine back in the day for his 9th birthday. Just met a skater in his 50s with a mental rod in his leg, a metal rod in his leg, still doing it. He was always blunted out of his mind. Damn. Metal wheels. It's like the original roller skates. Crazy how we've progressed. I mean, geez, my car had a carburetor. I might take the carburetor off and put the new carburetor filter on, and we could adjust it. It was a Datsun 510. I mean, those things were so easy to work on. Now the damn things it costs you $600 to change a goddamn headlight bulb. Sheep pastors are just the madams of the church house. Well said, Red Brick. I have a Monza BMX 26-inch wheels, Tonga frame, Tang frame, and fork. Oh, cool. I'll have to look at that movie. Remember when they came out with the Bonite? Yes, Bonite board. It was basically a piece of paper. Damn things broke all over the place. I don't think that lasted very long. My buddy had one and it broke, like he ollied and it broke. I got some pepperoni slices. Sometimes you just need it. I got me some pepperoni. I love pepperoni, especially the spicy kind. I was rocking a jean jacket with a Cinderella patch on the back and docking. Lawn darts for the win, Rusty. The Wraith is a movie with that nice black car. And Rad, didn't you say you met that guy from that movie? I met the one dude, Nick Holte, I think his name is. Graduated from the pedally bike to this Honda 750. Was the Honda 750 the Shadow or the Rebel? Remember the Honda Rebel? What's up with ethanol? It's getting used in that country? Yes. Ethanol was built for engines that could run. They thought it was, environmental or something. Slam in the chat. It's not the prize to get the box. You're just addicted to chemicals and validation. Bingo. And that's what we're talking about. That's why men go back. They're addicted to validate. They want to be validated. I don't hate on anybody that wants to feel validation. But the true validation comes from you looking back at you in the mirror. If you look for validation on the external, you're going to lose every single time. Rig, it's good to see you. Rev had the striper patch, attaboy. But that's the issue. And Slime's right. Men seek the chemicals, truly the validation. They're looking for a mother figure within that girl that'll tell them they love them, that they're a good person. That's what your mother should have done. And that's what you should be doing now if you're an older man that's come out of a difficult time. You should validate yourself. You should do the things that bring you, that build you. A person on the external could be a friend, could be a girlfriend, could be a sister. They cannot validate you. They can validate you in the moment, but that's going to wear off because that validation kind of is kind of phony in a way. The true validation is you. This is the whole crux and foundation of the red pill. If you cannot validate yourself and enjoy being alone, then you shouldn't be listening to these channels. I'm not saying not do the Jonathan Noble way. CB750 was the first muscle bike, attaboy. I'm not saying you can't enjoy ladies. I'm not saying you shouldn't. You should be monk and that's it. I'm saying you choose whatever you should be, but that first and foremost, you should validate yourself. That's where you should put all of your energy in the beginning. How can I be content with being by myself, with doing things by myself, with feeling peace, quiet, and freedom by myself? Ethanol just eats away your pipes and your rubber hoses. Nice. Chopped it into a bobber. I like modern day bobbers. Rusty had the mongoose bike. I brought that up, the old mongoose. Dennis McCoy, didn't he ride for mongoose? Therapy with brothers, not sisters, attaboy. Lawn darts or cornhole? What about croquet? I got an 84 CB700. I rebuild if I want to go big bore. Be careful on those streets. Utah's a terrible place to have a motorcycle. The drivers are like terrible. They could be using seaweed biofuel. I know they use biofuel down in Brazil. Even females, if the family can F you over, my friend, was almost made homeless by his sisters. Of course. I mean, even family. Guys, if there's toxicity in your family, walk away. I don't care if it's blood related. If it's downstream or upstream, downstream meaning your kids. If your kids are toxic, walk away. If your parents are toxic, you don't need that in your life. Life is too short. I had a Honda 125. Long time, there were guys in my neighborhood running on my friend's cousin, running game. I let him know about this girl, and he dismissed me and walked away laughing, saying, "Not my girl." Well, men will validate their decisions. My brother validates. Oh, his third wife, who's a massage therapist. Okay, we know that career is probably not the best career for loyalty. And she never been married, had kids, and she's 42. And he's saying she's not like the rest of them. Of course she's not. You went crawling, attaboy, Wolf. I wanted a GT Performer. Oh, GT bikes were cool too. Boy, there were a ton of brands. And they all had a kind of their cool nostalgia. Manager Roy's got a Honda. There you go. Has anyone ever driven Tesla full self-drive? I would get a Tesla just for that. I would have to drive again. I've ridden in the back of a Tesla Uber, but I've never driven a Tesla. Ooh, the original twin cams, attaboy. Yeah, can you believe that? My brother marries a massage therapist after 3 weeks. I mean, he's dumb as and he was listening to a lot of these channels. He was upset because he had 2 wives take him to the cleaners twice. He reversed his vasectomy for the second wife, who was also a single mother, and they had 2 more kids. Just not smart. Again, seeking validation, seeking to be patted on the head, seeking the chemicals, and it's going to crash and burn like the rest of them. It's unfortunate. Your ex was a massage therapist. Well, that's not one of the recommended careers. So it is what it is. But men will return to the plantation for these exact same reasons, folks. They want to feel the chemicals. They want to feel reassured in life, validated, because they just haven't built that muscle up in themselves yet. And their men will continue to return to the plantation to think that they will find a person that is not like the last one. What's the definition of insanity? I don't need to say it. We all know what it is. I like some of the old 70s, 60s Hondas that they make into bobbers, the cafe racers. I think those are cool too. But I would never get a motorcycle now. It's out here. These fuckers are too crazy. Maybe if I could get a dirt bike and ride it out out in the dirt. I got to wonder, has society noticed that men are waking up to woman's BS? I think I think it is in certain ways, Timmy. I think we're seeing now between the 18 and 30-year-old boys and girls, there's a huge divide. That is more prevalent. I think over 30, it's a lot slower to adapt just because of the programming so deep. I rode everything from Benelli to BSA to Moto Guzzi. Wow, Triumphs and BSAs. I rode what I could afford. BSAs are cool. Nortons are cool. Moto Guzzis. My buddy had a Moto Guzzi. Yeah, FJT. I mean, if it's toxic in your family, just, kick them to the curb. Could be your parents. Could be my own daughter. She's toxic. I don't even talk to her. No dice. Ishi, rad. Good to see you, brother. Thanks for the message. Thanks for being here, brother. He knows a thing or two about female nature, dealing with women nurses, single mothers coming into his hospital. He's seen it. I don't have it. I'm too short for the bike. I am 4'11". Manage Roy. You at least need to be 6'2" with a very fit body. Interesting. JC just arrived from Texas. Good to see our buddy from Dallas. If I ride any bike, if somebody says they want to take it for a spin, I'm down because it's a chance to experiencing something new. I mean, motorcycles are great. There's too many whack job driving, though, completely distracted with texting and and all sorts of things that you take a risk out. It's literally every day, every other day, there's some dude getting killed by a car out here on his bike. They are very simpy. Well said, Wolf. Anyone ever do a BMX bar spin while catching air on a half pipe? Ooh, not me, man, but that's pretty sick. What's your German motorcycle, Mouth? BMW. That's the only motorcycle I can think that's German. BMW, right? Ducati's Italian. But yeah, but I love bikes. It just, man, riding them out here. Maybe if it's like older, like a small town, I'd think about it. Timothy, how about Kentucky going 50-50? I like it. They say divorces drop 25%. That should have been done a long time ago. Should have been done a long time ago. We'll see what happens. I'd love to see the statistics after 5 years. You'll stick with Ducati? Talk with my ex-brother who's hung up on his ex from 6 to 7 years back. Sad. That's too bad. Yeah, a lot of men can't get past it. You either accept this risk of riding or you hang up the helmet. That is the choice. Four-wheelers have always been dangerous. Ask any trucker. Well said, Riggs. A BMW. Didn't Neil Peart from the drummer for Rush, didn't he ride one of those? My own family I stay away from because I'm a black guy who voted for Trump. And yeah, I know Gerard has had issues with his family. Bring back keg parties and bring back the cups, the red cups. $5 a cup, right, Timmy? See all the ladies out in the field. I'd ride a Street Hawk style bike or a no-back Cyclone any day. Duke's Italian. There you go. India has, well, yeah, they're expensive here too. Italian bikes. First girl that hits the floor passed out is mine, says Timmy. Attaboy. Robotech. I don't think we brought Robotech up. Brandon Trueblood in the chat. Good to see you. Ape rides a monkey mobile. There you go. Brandon Trueblood out. Where are you at this week? A lot of people don't like other people because of their politics, especially in family. He would drive his motorcycle behind the tour bus. Yes. Rest in peace to Neil. I think his wife and daughter passed away in a wreck at one point. But do you hear Rush is going back on tour with a lady drummer? I just heard that. At one point had a Sportster drag bike, an 85 Beamer, and an 84 CB down to the CB in the K75. Had to thin the head and prep for the move to the island. Thin the herd. Gotcha. Yeah, you're going out to Hawaii. There's Brandon's channel. Appreciate it. So we are heading into cuffing season. It's already started, folks. A lot of men returning for the cuffing season. You will see friends that will probably disappear on you because they're in love. They're in love. They love her. They love her. There's 98% of women that are not recommended. 1% to 2% are decent women and respectable. I have met some. If you want to dabble in ladies, make sure they have their own resources, their own houses, their own lives. Come together once a week and hang out. Grill at your house, throw down and leave. That, I think, is the only way of making the possibility of you enjoying a lady plausible. Wolf, that's funny. Cucking season. Rev, the lot of Gorditas want you to cuck them. They want to cuck you into cuffing season. That's right. Cucking and cuffing go hand in hand. Went 6 months without talking to my mom. Made a point. Toxic. Won't be tolerated. Cold turkey, no talk. And I'm an only child. Good for you for standing up. It's holiday season. Time for presents. There you go, Who. I'm looking for battery-operated bike for everyday use. Yeah, lots of electric bikes out there. If you run away from the plantation relationships and liberal politics, especially if you're black family, well, of course, you get back on that plantation. What's interesting, wasn't the swing for Trump based on young voters, young male voters in the black vote? Didn't they do numbers that the black vote increased substantially? Was it 12% or something? People are waking up to the fact that they've been bamboozled. Don't get cuffed and make sure she got her own money. It's 2025. Well said, Jerron Markel. The love males are looking for is found within themselves. Well said, One Mighty, and among other males. Brotherhood is something that is based on selfless love. Females love male servitude. Could not agree more. Well said. Everything that you seek, the love that you seek, is within yourself. It's not out there. And if you look for it out there, you will be defeated. Love yourself first and allow people to be themselves. I'm one of the only people in my family that voted for him. I got into a heated discussion a month with a non-black woman. She told me I need to vote based on my skin color. Oh, geez, FJT, what did you say to her? First rule of MGTOW, never let him in your house. Just like the camel in a tent. You can't get him out. Research the battery tech on whatever bike you select, because that's going to be a big cost if it goes bad or goes out. Yeah. A lot of these, there's a lot of these electric bikes that are decent, but a lot of them have problems. So research, well said, Riggs. A lot of men sacrifice themselves. They sure do, who? Just bamboozled. Nope. Bamboozle means to be hoodwinked, shanghaied, manipulated, lied to. Pete, the prisoners who escape the jail but can't deal with their freedom, so return to their marriage or relation. Well said. That's a great analogy. Why do prisoners, especially long-term prisoners, end up back in jail? They cannot leave the plantation. Well said, Pete. Good to have you. You'll never guess who's been trying to breadcrumb me. Ooh, I'll have to hear that story, Slam. Poking for nub in all the wrong places. Attaboy. I like that song. Sorry, brothers. I'm eating fried chicken. I can't type. No problem, brother. The swing was for young people and blacks. Yes, Rad, you are correct. Trump won the popular vote, something that's very difficult for a Republican to do. Who says bamboozle means scammed? There you go. Guys, it's been a good stream. I am out. I'm off to do some things today, but you guys have been great. We'll see you on the next one. Check out all the great content providers out here, and we'll see you soon. Let's see. Timothy says, it only took me once and never again. Well said. You guys be safe. Peace.